tell you boys about the time when the output first came round. They replaced me old Acadia and this lovely putt-putt sound. The memory of those motorboats in my mind, it lingers yet. But my first ride with an outboard, boys, is one I'll not forget. I bought this 40 Johnson from a fella down the shore. For Speedboat brother and I had built down in grandfather's store. We thought we'd try the motor after the boat was not yet done. So brother and I put her on the punches to take her for a run. Now the punt was only 12 feet long, was the one we took in tow. Whenever we went in a motorboat, in case we had to row, we pulled her up onto the beach and screwed the motor on. Filled up the old red gas tank and hooked up the 40 John. Just being the time of year it was, the turs were in the bay. So we said we'd take along the gun and then be on our way. We pushed her off a beat to watch, she was lying mighty low. Till we get used to this Johnson, boys, we'll have to take her slow. So brother said he'd try her first, so I got right off hard, just to keep the punt leveled out and of course to keep a guard. But he choked her and he pumped some gas and we were set to go. But when he pulled her over to our surprise, the throttle was up on full. But she made the slurs like a bullet from the barrel of a gun. Our silver kittle with me brother has overboard he slung. As he went clinging for the wharf, the punt is shot away and leapt clear off the water as it started on its way. With the motor weight and the speed it placed up on this little boat, she was cocked up high into the air like a rare and belly goat. I grabbed onto the gunnels and lay back in fearful fright, and staring at this Johnson that was showing off its might. Now to get back to the motor, boys, me chances they were poor. When I made a move to go back aft, she tilted all the more, for fear that she would flip back or I stayed where I was at, in the cuddy of that little punt that darted like a bat. Well, I upped me nerve to turn around to see where she was gone, with the water streaming from me eyes and a chill cut to the bone. I thought it was the death of me as I stared ahead in shock, for there in the swell right straight ahead there loomed this blooming rock. As I was thinking to myself how well I changed the course, for the steer from here was queer as riding backwards on a horse. So I stuck a paddle into the wind where it bent hard like a bow. She swerved enough to clear the rock and headed out the cove. I was thankful but I knew me troubles weren't over yet, for next I knew I was headed for two fellas on a net. As they looked up in big surprise at the strange and fearful scene, they thought it was a torpedo from a German submarine. As I was steaming for the boat, I cried, what shall I do? For the way it was gone, I knew me son, I split them square in two. So I stuck a paddle out once again and she made this awful turn, and sent the spray of 40 feet and I smelt the water burn. The little punt she turned about and darted to and fro, as she jumped across from lap to lap, me heart to stop and go. Me arse was bouncing on the top, was painful and abrupt, and I shot right through a flock of turs, knee on with belly up. 'Twas then I realized the gun was lying by me side. I had to stop that motor, boys, and end this awful ride, for fear I end up on the rocks or flip the punt and drown. But I gun up to that motor, boys, I said I'll put her down. Well, I took aim as best I could, I'm telling you no lies. I shot that 40 Johnson thing right square between the eyes. The housing it was blown to bits was now a deafening roar. Right in the punt that turned around, I was headed back to shore. Back in the cove she clipped the longest riding on her stem. She was popping out her hookum now, just looking mighty grim. I saw me life flash for me eyes, of dead I had no doubt. I raised the gun for one more shot, this time I put her out. I rammed the shot into the thing, she shivered and she shook. By then it was too late, you know, and the bottom arm she took. She flattened out so suddenly the timber scrunched and screeched, as the punt was ripped from stem to stern, I went sailing o'er the beach. As I lay there up on the grass and stared up in the sky, I thought I was in heaven with the seagulls flying by. But then I heard that awful sound, oh, I thought that I had died, for beside me lay the Johnson popping black smoke from her side. To the devil I said I was sure it was, for I was studying the shot. I staggered along the beach until I found the biggest rock. I lugged it over to the spot where the sputter and Johnson lay, and made darn sure it never go to see another day. Me brother then came running up and asked how it was going. I said, don't even talk to me, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm sticking with me motor, but take me time and dodge along. To hell with the outboard motors